So we're talking about the biggest mistakes people make financially as business owners, CFOs, CIOs with employee benefits and health insurance, workers' comp, payroll, this type of stuff, and getting quotes and proposals. So, Susanna, what would be the first biggest mistake that people make when they're dealing with maybe a PEO sales rep and they're trying to get these quotes and proposals or play the game of trying to save some money?
Well, the PEO sales rep, they're only in it to try to just make you fit in their box. They have a quota to meet at the end of the day. And there's a lot of PEO, great sales reps and PEO companies, but they're not looking out for your best interest. Oftentimes in most of the PEO companies, they just get compensated once the first time. So they're kind of like one and done, and you never see them after that. And so come service time, they might not be there. They might not answer their phone when you need help.
So are they really maximizing the benefits you're getting, or are they maximizing their commission? Like, who are they really working for? Are they your advocate, or are they really something you got to be aware of?
Yeah, oftentimes they're maximizing their commission, not necessarily an advocate for. There's a lot of great PEO sales reps that are great advocates as well, but there's so many of them, you just really don't know, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know what you don't know. The devil's in the details, and oftentimes they're not going to let you know what the devil is in those details.
Gotcha. So what would be an example of what are some of the things people don't know when they're looking at a PEO company?
Well, one of the really biggest ones is the taxes. There's a lot of PEO companies. You think this should be illegal, actually, but it's not. So under the PEO is processing under their FEIN number, and some PEOs do not cut off the limits on FICA, which is Social Security and Medicare, and SUTA, which is your unemployment taxes. And every state has different limits, and they're not cutting off those taxes once you've met those limits. So they're basically pocketing that money, and they're using it as a profit center for their PEO company. And you don't know unless you have an advocate really looking out for you, making sure that that PEO company is not doing that.
So how often would an advocate really be looking at what's the PEO company's been doing? Like, is this something you do once every 10 years, once every 5 years, once a year? Like, what's the frequency in this? Because it sounds like there's a lot of money at risk here.
There is a lot of money at risk. You do want to do it at least a minimum of every 2 to 3 years. If you haven't done it in 5 years, you definitely need to do it. Even if you don't move and you stay where you're at, just to make sure that everything is up and up.
So, well, for example, what are some of the impact or the financial impacts to a company of getting this done every 2 to 3 years? What is the savings, or what's that lifetime value of the impact of possibly staying with the same company?
Well, there are a couple of different things. On the taxes, I just spoke to an outsourcing CFO person who just went in and audited the payroll invoices and found out that that company was not cutting off the unemployment taxes, and they were owed $200,000 that the PEO was profiting. And because she went there and fought to get them back that money, they did pay the company back the $200,000. And if nobody would have pointed that out to them, they would not have gotten that money back. And there's a lot of companies that don't ask questions, and they don't even know. They're too busy with their businesses. That's one. Over time, oftentimes the PEO fees will start creeping up, but the health insurance you'll get a renewal every year. And oftentimes the premiums are going up. If you're getting double-digit increases and the benefits are getting watered down, how can you sustain that year over year? It's really important that you do some due diligence. I just worked with a 14-employee machinery shop that had been with the company, PEO company, for 5 years and was overall very happy with it. But when we looked at the health insurance and the overall health insurance and the administrative fees, it was a 14-employee company, and we saved them $49,000. That was pretty significant, and we were able to get them better benefits for their employees, so they were very happy.
Wow, and that's $49,000 a year that just would have kept going up, and that's a person for a lot of time.
Absolutely, it's a person.
So, how do people find you, and how do they find out that if they need an advocate in their corner for you to even get some questions answered?
The best way to reach me is my email, Suzanna, Suzanna, at PEO for the CEO, or message me on LinkedIn. But I am your advocate fighting to maximize your benefits. without overpaying in PEO fees.
Awesome. Look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.
Thank you.